Winter Storm Kingston continuing to dump snow across the country. After walloping the Central Plains, we are now seeing the snow in the Tennessee Valley, and storms are pushing east. More than 35 million are waking up to winter weather alerts. Be prepared for treacherous travel. And after the snow, we are in for bitterly cold temperatures. The alerts are blanketing the country. We will see dangerous air temperatures with life-threatening wind chills, so you need to bundle up. In fact, the storm system dropped ice and snow in the plains yesterday, and we're still having issues on the roads because of those cold temperatures. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Reynolds Wolf and Lynette Charles. And Winter Storm Kingston forcing schools to close or switch to virtual learning across the Hampton Roads area. Meteorologist Jim Cantori is live in Virginia Beach this morning. Jim, temps around 28, wind chills around 17. But I feel like it's always a little different at the beach versus inland because you got that salt, you've got a little more moisture, you've got that wind coming right off the ocean. It always feels a little different at the beach.
Steph, it still hurts.
You just got to rise and get through the day. And that's your only goal in life, right, is just get through the day. Or you rise and shine if it's your birthday, like our executive producer, Kendall. I thought it was tomorrow, so I've been waiting this whole time to keep the happy birthday. And it's like, no, it's today. Don't you hate when that happens? Anyway, so Kendall's going to be shining her way through the day because it's her birthday. Happy birthday, anyone who's sharing. Yeah, happy birthday. There we go. All right, back to the maps here, and I want to show you the satellite picture. And you see all the clouds moving, but you see some that are not. What is this? Is this fog? What's happening here? This is the cold air. The temperature-seeking satellite usually just gets the clouds, and the taller the cloud, the colder the high top. So you'd expect that where you have bigger clouds, like coming into the northwest where it's red. Shorter the clouds, not as cold, so the temperature shows up as like green and blue. So all the clouds are moving, but it's actually picking up on the temperature on the ground. It's really, really cool. One of the reasons that a lot of schools are closed, like in Oklahoma City, the public schools have remote learning. Tulsa public schools closed today. Metro Nashville public schools closed today. Nashville's because of the snow, but these are because of the storm from yesterday and then, of course, the cold. The roads are still really bad. By the way, I just saw in Arkansas, horrible icing on the roads, a ton of 18-wheelers trying to move down the road. I can't remember exactly what highway that was, but it's bad out there. So be very, very careful. Oklahoma was terrible yesterday. Anything that melted, if it did yesterday, is refrozen because our temperatures are well below zero. And all this air not only is coming over cold Canada, it's starting all the way in the Arctic, going over Canada, obviously moderating a bit once it gets to Oklahoma City at 3 degrees. Woo! But it's cold, feeling like the 30s all the way down to the coastal areas in Houston. Wind chills making it feel like the 20s to Corpus, 20 below in Oklahoma City. We are spared from the utterly frigid temperatures here in this deep southeast because we are seeing that flow. Here's our low pressure ahead of that, getting a little bit of warmth coming in, but that northerly wind bringing that cold air right down into the plains. Oklahoma City, in fact, today a high of 16. Our average low is 32. That type of cold air gets deeper into the southeast tomorrow, Lynette, and then on Friday morning, also very frigid air in place.
You know, Steph, when you said that the schools are closed because of the cold, I was like, I don't ever remember the schools being closed. I'm from Maryland, but I remember the snow. Yeah. But we would still go in the cold, and then we couldn't play for recess.
Yeah, you couldn't go outside.
Exactly.
You'd stay inside. Yeah. Maybe play a little thumbs up 7 up.
Exactly. Yeah, so much fun.
I don't even remember how you played that game. How did you ever know who it was?
I don't know. I don't even remember, but it was fun.
Well, Kingston could be the biggest storm of the season, I should say, in Virginia Beach. That's where we find meteorologist Jim Cantori. Jim, I was thinking maybe you should build a sand snowman now, and then you can build a snowman when the snow comes.
Abrams, if you know how to put snow together and have it stick, I am all ears.
You got all that water. Just add a little water to it, and you could...
Oh, make it kind of... Okay, make a little... Steve, get on and make a little snowman on the sand, if you would, please.
I love that you just sent
I'll send my producer to do it. All right, hey, so we got a dire situation here. We've got a dire studio, Stephanie,
Jim, it feels like every snowstorm you've been in, there's been some sort of dog that you've played with. It seems like every single one he's found a dog and been on all fours. So it's only appropriate we have the dog walking forecast right after Jim. I guarantee you he's going to find one this time, too, as people come out and are curious. Look at Callie and Duke. I wonder if they like the snow here. We're going to see it. it into Virginia here. This is in Henrico, with our temperatures are going to be on the cold side today. Austin, Texas. Look at Izzy like, huh? Don't you love when dogs do that? When you're like, hi, and they're like, do that face, and they turn their heads like that. Little windy, so we've got quite a wind chill. If you're heading out to walk the dog, you'll definitely need the layers. And then into Loganville, Georgia, Mabel with those big ears flapping. Almost looks like the dog could take off, right? Maybe a few showers coming in this morning with the wet side of this, but then we are going to clear out, and it's going to get a lot colder over the next 24 to 48 hours. Continuing to dump snow across the country. After walloping the Central Plains, we are now seeing the snow in the Tennessee Valley, and the storm is pushing east. More than 35 million are waking up under winter weather alerts, so prepare for treacherous travel. And after the snow, I'm telling you what, it is so bitterly cold. Oof. It's going to hurt. This is actually quite dangerous how cold it is. The cold weather alerts are blanketing the country, and we could see life-threatening wind chills. So you want to make sure that none of your skin is exposed. This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Reynolds Wolf and Lynette Charles. Winter Storm Kingston forcing schools to close or switch to virtual learning across the Hampton Road area. Meteorologist Jim Cantoria is live in Virginia Beach this morning. And Jim, I know it is cold out there, you know, in the 20s, feeling like the teens, you're jumping around. But poor Paul Goodlow, who we'll get to in just a minute, I mean, he said that, you know, he can't stop his nose from running. It's so cold out there.
Yeah, my eyes are running this morning. And it was interesting. I just did an interview with Tops Abrams, and I was turned around into the wind. I gave Brad a break here for a second. And I'm telling you, I mean, even my interview was like, I can't even put two words together.
Your mouth stops working when it's so cold.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, our wind chills aren't what Paul has by any stretch of the imagination, but it's enough to make everything.
It is drastic, to say the least, when we're talking about those temperatures. It is dramatic. It's every adjective that you can use that is, you know, type of emotion for you. Let's have a look at the satellite. Now, different satellites do different things. Some of them are as if you're sitting on the moon and you have your, you know, smartphone and you're taking video. The one we're looking at here is temperature seeking. And so if you have really tall cloud, then you would expect it to be colder at the top relative to a shorter cloud. It'd be a little bit warmer, relatively speaking. So if you look at some of the clouds, you would say, oh, okay, those are probably higher cloud tops where we have red. Same with our system going into the northwest. These are lower cloud tops. We don't have a legend on here, but, you know, with the yellows and greens, those are lower cloud tops. Well, that's where the clouds are, where you see movement. Where you don't see movement, that's where we have cold air. It is so cold, the satellite is picking up on temperatures on the ground. It doesn't usually happen, but it is that cold. This is drama right here for us. It's going to stick around for a couple days, too. Because it's so cold, Oklahoma City Public Schools have remote learning. Tulsa public schools are closed today. I know the roads were a mess also yesterday from Oklahoma, even into northern Arkansas today. I-40 is really rough going. Nashville schools are closed with the snow that's coming in. And this cold air is not only banked up in Canada, but it actually came all the way from the Arctic Circle. And obviously it moderates a little bit as it comes south, but still 3 degrees in Oklahoma this morning. Here are our temperatures. We have some warmer air because we have our low pressure in the Gulf that's going to come up and cause that snow where Jim is located. But it gives us a little more mild air on the east side. But on the back side, look at that northerly wind, everything just slamming down to the Gulf Coast. Temperatures in Houston, Dallas, 33 and 13 respectively, but it feels like, and that's all we really care about, 22 and 7 below in both of those cities. Our highs today are not going to warm all that much. You get lucky here into places like Charleston, where it's going to be 51, Tallahassee 59. That changes, though. Oklahoma City, our average low is 32. Our high today only gets to 16. That's going to be the case as it all drains east. Look at Nashville. Tomorrow, high of 25. The average low is 34. So all of this to say it is very cold. In fact, tomorrow we could set record cold highs, meaning, Lynette, it's not going to get very warm.
Yeah, sometimes you want to set those records, but not in this case at all.